Hi guys, it's me Taffany, and I want to welcome you back, but today not to my garden, to my car. I'm on my way to the garden center. It's been raining the last couple of days, so I can't really get out. You probably hear they're trimming my neighbor's tree as well, so you'll hear that background noise. But I can't really get out too much to plant. But there is a break in the rain, so I want to go to the garden center, take a look at a few things. I'm interested in looking at parsony juniper and an Italian cypress for the back bedroom garden. So let's just go take a look, see what they have, see how much it costs. I'm not sure how much filming I'll be able to do in the garden center. I'll see if I can get permission, but if not, I will just kind of show you what I can. And if the rain clears up today, we'll do some planting. If not, maybe some decorating of my front porch for Christmas. So we'll see what we can get done today. But first stop, the garden center. All right, guys. Well, I am done here at the garden center. I came to one of the centers here in Houston. This one's in Spring, not far from my house. It's the Houston Garden Center, and they're having a 70% off sale still going on for their shrubs. So I got 3 Italian cypresses and 1 Juniper Parsoni. I already got one a few days ago. And the Italian Cypress sale price was $7.50 for the 3-gallon. So we'll take a look at those closer once I get back home. Hi guys, it's Taffany, and I'm back in my garden after our trip to the Houston Garden Center. I ran a few more errands to look for Christmas decorations, just a few things that I need. So that wasn't the only shopping I did today, but I got from the garden center 3 Italian cypress and 1 Juniper Parsoni. I already had one that I bought a few days ago, so I went back and got another. And the Houston Garden Center is still having their 70% off sale. No, this is not sponsored or anything like that. I spent my own money. I'm just telling you because I am all for wherever you can find a good deal. I got the 3-gallon Italian junipers for $7.50 each, and the Juniper Parsonis I got for $5.70. So again, any place you can get a good deal, I am all for it. And these are 3-gallon sizes. So today I want, before the rains come again, to get the Italian Cypress planted right back here in this big empty open space. I think it will be a nice backdrop for the rose. It will be a statement piece because of its size. There's nothing here to inhibit its growth, no wires or anything like that. And its columnar shape will go well with these column ligustrums that we planted a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to go ahead and get started planting and show you what it looks like when I'm done. One more thing, I have all my tools and equipment with me. I have my shovel. I don't use power augers back here because of the cables and things. As you saw, we have the easement where along the back of our yard, and then of course there's also the pipes for the sprinkler systems and stuff, a gas line that runs through here behind me. So I use a shovel and little hand diggers to plant everything in the yard. I don't want to take that chance of damaging something major or important or having a gas leak or something like that. And also, this is the fertilizer that I use. I use Burpee Enhanced Organic. I use the all-purpose plant food for the majority of my plantings, but they do have a variety for roses and others. The reason I like the enhanced organic is because it has beneficial bacteria and fungi in it, in addition to the well-balanced fertilizer. So this is my favorite. Again, not sponsored. I'm just sharing the things that I like to use, and I really, really like this for multiple reasons. Because of the beneficial bacteria and fungi, which it has listed exactly what bacteria and fungi is in it on the packaging, that helps with root growth. It helps to promote healthy root growth. And then the fertilizer, of course, helps with plant growth. So this is, to me, a good all-around mix. In addition, I like the color of it. When you have laid down that fresh black mulch or compost in the spring and your yard's looking great, you don't want to come behind it and put down a fertilizer that will kind of discolor it. This fertilizer is black in color, so it won't stand out too much in the garden when you put it down. So that is something else I like about it. So I just wanted to mention that because I do use it when I plant pretty much everything to get it started. And I also use it in pots as well. So get that out of the way. These are the things I'll be using to plant today and that I use pretty much in every video. So now you know what that bag is that's always somewhere sitting near me when I'm planting. All right, guys, let's get started. Now, because this ground here, sorry, I almost tripped over my plant, stays kind of wet back in that corner, I have it above ground so that the roots don't get too soaked. But I'm really liking where things are going. Now here comes the painful part. I'm going to be removing this lantana. Why, you ask? Well, I'm moving it to a spot where there's another lantana, the same color, the same exact one. So there will be a pair there, and I'll show you that a little bit later. But basically, a lot of things in the yard over the last year are things that go away once it gets cold. You know, we have that time period where it's just barren. There's no evergreens. So I'm really trying to focus in this back area on having a lot of evergreens. I want it to be just a rich, lush green area with some pops of color that, you know, are in here. But I don't want it to be bare when I'm looking out of my bedroom window during the cold period that we will get. Even though it's not long, I still don't want to look at a bare area. So I'm going to dig it up, kind of trim it down. I'm going to transplant it so that it can be next to its friend. And I'm going to put the Juniper Parsoni in that spot. Now, we all know that the Italian Cypress gets very big. It is anywhere from 35 to 40 feet tall and about 2 to 3 feet wide. So it's very tall and skinny. And but you can, when it gets to a height that you like, chop that part off and just maintain that height. So we don't have to let it get the full height. But if it does, there's nothing to obstruct it here. And it will have this really pretty red rose kind of sitting in front of it. Now, when I remove the lantana, I'm putting the Juniper Parsoni, which gets 2 to 3 feet tall and 4 to 6 feet wide. So it will kind of fill this area in once it's mature, like the lantana is. So let me turn around here so you can see the lantana that I am talking about. And that's the Juniper Parsoni right there. So it will kind of get about that height and width as it matures. But unlike having a whole section of plants that just go away in the cold weather and this looking bare, I'll have some evergreen interest in this section. So let's get to work here now. Sorry, butterflies and bumblebees, but I've got to move this. I've held it off for as long as I could, but now is the time. And let's see what we can do. You know, last year, you know, a lot of these planting areas weren't here. So there were things planted without me even having a plan of making this a back garden at that time. That inspiration came to me this year. So it's painful when you have plants that are doing really well, you know, to move them. But when it's not a part of the idea that you have, and like I said, in my case, I don't want big bare spots all over the place, which I had. during the last winter, just emptiness. I want to see some green, something. So it's painful, but it's necessary when you're trying to do a new design. So we'll see how this turns out. I think it's going to be pretty. I hope this lantana survives. We'll see. Not only is there a lantana in here, but there is a yellow zinnia growing. Yellow zinnia stuck in there. Looks like my lantana has divided. All right. There's a lot of leaves in my soil. I tend to leave the leaves down that fall from the trees and just use it as mulch. So it helps to make the soil really rich, because when we first moved in, it was just hard as a brick, just hard, dry looking, gray, not in the best of condition. Again, removing any little weeds so I don't have that issue later. Ooh, that breeze feels good. All right, guys, the Juniper Parsoni is in, and so is the Italian Cypress. So let's take a quick look at it. So imagine when these start getting some height and girth on them. It's going to be just so pretty. Yeah, let me get my pointing right. There it is. It's gonna fill this space in and really be grand, and also make it feel like this is a bigger space than what it is, because when you have really big things in a smaller space, it makes you feel like, wow, this space is bigger than I thought if you could fit that in it. And that, once it fills out and it's spread, kind of touching the two roses, there's one rose, there's the other rose. So when it is touching those two roses and this is all filled in, we're going to have a lot of evergreen interest, and it's going to be really pretty. All right, guys, that's it for this section of the yard. Let's transplant that lantana, and then we're done for the day. All right, this section you may recognize. This is where we transplanted that ligustrum, wax leaf ligustrum, from the back corner where we now have the Italian cypress and the rose. So we're going to put that lantana right here. There is another lantana exactly the same already here on this corner. Let's take a look. Right here. So they will flank this fence. I think it will look nice. So let's get planting. Ugh, I just broke my salvia, guys. I stepped on it. Ugh. All right, it's in there. I have to prune it down. I know I should have done that before I planted, but you know, hey, it is what it is. So I'm gonna go get my pruners, trim it down so that it can have a chance to really make it here, because it's got a lot of blooms on it. So I needed to put its energy to the roots for right now. All right, guys. Well, I've got it kind of pruned down to kind of take some of the stress off of the plant, trying to put energy to the growth of the blooms, and can put more energy to the roots while still leaving just a few little flowers on there for the bees and stuff. We'll keep an eye on it, see how it's doing. The one that's on the other end was transplanted maybe a month or so ago, and it's doing pretty good. It's lively, growing well, although it looked pretty sad in the beginning. It was drooping, but it's doing really good now. So hopefully we'll get the same result with this one. But in the meantime, that is it for today. We've got a lot of progress made in that bedroom garden in the back. And this section, technically, this section doesn't really need anything planted in it until spring, or now if we want to put some annuals to add a pop of color, which I might do. We'll see. But we are done for the day. I'm going to go have some lunch because I haven't had breakfast or lunch today. I'm starving. And I'm going to clean up my mess and everything. And I want to thank you guys for joining me again in the garden. And I will see you soon.